please tell me about yourself.
Yeah, okay. So we'll start. I'll just brief about myself, what I was working, the tech stack, and the companies and role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you know, like myself, Nilesh Rati,
Mm-hmm.
I have around 8+4, I mean 8.4 years of experience, all totally in Java. I started my career in Bangalore in one of the company called Gregstar Housing Solution. After working over there for 1.5 years, I have shifted to Pune,
Mm-hmm.
and I was working with Pune CDAC R&D. So in CDAC R&D, actually, I was there for 4 years. In that 4 years spans, the domain in which I was working, that was a medical domain actually. Telemedicine application I was working. That application was already built up. So at the initial phase, we were working on. I was working on this small enhancement and bugs fixing and etc. things. But certainly time period goes right. Like I came to the point like it was built up, kind of built up using old technology. So I have completely migrated that application from Java 7 to Java 8.
Mm-hmm.
Then after doing that, few scenarios come into the picture and all. Then we came to the point like, okay, that actually that application was built up using struts and JSP. It's like kind of too old technology. So we
Mm-hmm.
need to come up with a new tech stack, right? So what are the ways we can do that? If you try to build complete application from scratch itself, it would have taken much more time. So we came like having a discussion with the manager and lane, how what are the approaches we can actually perform. So what we came to the point, we have came to the design like whatever the struts actions were there, we have converted all the struts actions into the REST APIs. So we have created REST APIs from that struts actions, and towards those JSP pages, we have converted into a HTML5, JavaScript, and jQuery. That JSON response which we were getting, we rendered that into a front end side.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things we have done.
So currently you are using JSP and jQuery, right?
No, that is actually previous organization. That is what CDAC actually I was
Okay,
working with.
okay, okay, okay. So
Now,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So then now I'm currently working with Cinecron and working with the Citibank as a client. So Citibank, this application is basically finance domains, like banking domain application basically deals with
Okay,
a risk
okay.
assessment.
That is sufficient because we have only 30-minute time to
Yeah,
discuss.
sure. Yeah, my bad. That just one thing actually. I mean this they bank this Citibank actually use their own framework. We call it eCore framework, which is basically built upon a Spring Boot.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on that framework, we have different kind of annotations. We have written JUnit test cases also. We have performed like from end to end development. We have done that particular part.
So suppose, okay, you have told the very interesting point.
Yeah, tell
So
me.
you telling about the Citibank have on um,
Yeah, they're using their own framework actually. Yeah.
own framework. So suppose I will tell you, you make
Mhm.
it your own framework. So how? What do you think about that?
Okay, I mean, I'm not sure how exactly they add their own flavor. Okay, I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not pretty sure on that particular part, but yeah, what we can do is there are certain ways. Okay, so Spring Boot framework provided us the platform,
You
right?
you know you
Sorry.
know annotations, right?
Yeah, right. That is what actually I was saying.
Annotations, you also can make it your own framework by
That is
using
what actually,
different kind of annotations. You can
yeah, that
rename
is what
accordingly your annotation name. Suppose Spring Boot application, I give the one example. This is the by default, this is how it is work, but I can take the tail of this annotation, I can make it on framework.
that is what actually I was trying to say later. Like
Hmm.
Spring Boot provided us the base, right?
Hmm.
We have kind of the annotations default framework they have provided, right?
Hmm.
So there is a thing actually we can create our own annotations. That is what actually I was coming to
Yeah,
that particular
okay, right.
point only.
This
Ki we
is
can
this is
have our sorry.
suppose I will ask you one more question in Java. Suppose you know the hash map.
Right. Okay.
I want tell you you can make it your hash map as a Nilesh map. So how
Right.
do you make it? What do you follow the process?
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is, what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, we are supposed to have some hash map properties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we will be taking that particular part, like we will be implementing hash map. right? As a parent class or something, we can take that particular part, and whatever the
How do you
things.
create? How do you create?
Okay, so
Let's
what I'll do, hash map
suppose
is
I want to tell you making
mhm.
your own your itself utility class, utility package.
Sorry, I didn't get you.
You know the utility package?
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Inside I have all the connect collection framework
Yeah, yeah, right.
functionalities.
Right,
So
right, right.
that is what is my question. Suppose I want tell you, you make it your itself utility package.
Yeah, yeah, I got your point. So what I can do, I can try it this way actually. So I'll be creating one class because I want some package, right? Some functionalities which is supposed to be named as a maybe Nilesh map. You can say consider it as a Nilesh map. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just create like class with a Nilesh map, implementing the basic terminologies which is utility. I mean, which utility package needs actually. Whatever the things I need to implement. Okay. Just for example, I need to implement a map. So I'll be implementing map. Okay, while implementing Mac, that the things which I'm supposed to override the functionalities. For example, if you consider a hash map, we have put method, get method. These are the terms, right? Like how exactly you're going to put the values, how exactly going to get the values using key value pair and etc. So those functionalities I need to override. I need to write my own method, like I'm own method, own functionality into that particular part. For example,
Okay.
if I'm using get or maybe if I'm using put, okay, input hash map is using some different hash map, some using some logic behind that, right? They are calculating hash code and then putting in value into the bucket, right? So what I can do, I can change that particular part. What I can do, I can
Okay,
write my
okay,
own
okay,
logic to that.
okay, okay, okay. Great, great, great. So now I have next question to you. How do you explain about uh, encapsulation and abstraction in real world?
Okay, so basically what happens, right? Like
Suppose I'm adding you one more thing. Suppose you have a class A. Okay.
okay.
Here have method M1. You forget it about modifier and
Mhm.
return type. Just I am giving a scenario. M1 method is have. This is the concrete method. Okay. This is class is concrete, so definitely method should be
Method
concrete.
is concrete. Okay.
And main method, everything I have. Main method, M1, everything I have. So this is your class.
Okay.
And you take the example of this class. How do you tell about the encapsulation and abstraction concept?
Okay, so the concept, definitions and all things we already know, right? That is a straightforward things. Like abstraction performs some action, like only keeps the abstract data. Whatever the things will be there, that will be separated. Okay, encapsulation terms comes into the picture. We will be hiding the implementation parts and will show whatever the needed. That is what the concept, right? So if you have a normal class, a method inside that, public void main method, whatever it is. So if we talk about the abstraction, so what we can do, like that is a complete method, that is a concrete method you said, right? So to achieve this abstraction, what we can do that, like create another abstract method. Okay, get something, get what you can say, right?
No, no,
Create
no,
app,
no, no,
sorry,
no,
sorry,
no, no, no.
sorry.
No, you're
Yeah.
going wrong. Because of, if you telling about abstract class and interface, this is the different thing.
No, 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 I'm not talking about the interface and
No,
abstract class
you
actually.
abstract method. You told
Yeah,
me
what I was saying, like what we can say, definition we will keep it separate, implementation we will keep it separate. So that's the reason I
no,
was
no
saying, like we will.
definition. You can exist definition with this example. I can prove. Means
Okay, okay, so
this class can be follow the all concept of the OOPS concept.
yeah, yeah, okay. So how we can do that? Like normal access modifiers we can use actually to get that encapsulation part, right? That is what, like, okay, what
So what
encapsulation,
is
what it.
just 1 minute? What is
Yeah.
definition of encapsulation?
See, yeah, definition in the sense, okay, it's like hiding the important data. Whatever the user needed, that only will be shown, right? That
No,
is what the
no, no, no. Shown means not.
shown in the sense.
Hiding,
Okay,
no. Hiding is a part of abstraction because of
yeah,
you
right.
confuse in the definition. That's why you giving the wrong answer. Hiding the complexity of behavior. This is a part of abstraction.
Abstractions, right? Okay.
binding the data and
Right,
methods
right.
into the single unit.
Yeah, okay,
This is
right.
the
So,
encapsulation. So single
right,
unit
right.
is a real-time entity or any blueprint, whatever you think about that. I will prove
Okay.
you.
No, no, okay. So the thing is, unit is, we can say, is it fine? Like, I'll tell you. See, Linux operating system, just in case, okay?
No,
Linux.
unit, just unit. You know, operating system is different thing. You forget it
No,
about the
no,
operating system.
no, no. Actually, I was just trying to put it with an example, actually. Okay, rather than
So
that.
I will tell you in one line. That's why I'm
Okay.
telling you. Just you moving so many way.
Sorry. Yeah.
Unit is a real-time entity.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know, correct?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So object is a real-time entity or anything else.
Object is a real-time entity, whatever the related to
Real-time
that.
means encapsulation is correctly telling you if your data and method bind into the object that call be encapsulation. Simple.
Right.
Means whatever your class have, if you
Yeah,
creating
they are
object,
binding
that
into all
data and
together.
method should be bind into the
Right.
object.
Yeah, yeah.
And binded object you will abstract. Abstract means you want to fold it, spread it. Means you want to take information from the utility class, sorry, in object without any implementation of behaviors. So here
Right,
not you
right.
will implement behavior. So if you encapsulated value you call, that call be a abstraction.
Right.
Just give the realistic example. Object dot the method name.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. So we have binded everything in an object, and whatever the functionality we need to use or call, we just call use through that particular object. Use that object, and you what are the methods you need or variables you can access and use that particular
So
part.
that things I am expecting, you know.
Okay, okay. I was going in some other way actually. Put those
No, no, this
scenarios.
is simple. If you
Mhm.
logically you correct, you can give in one line example.
Right, right, right.
So suppose I will tell you, can you prove the class A is inherit it is a child class? Can you prove
Child A is a sorry, class A is a
is a child
child
class?
class.
Can you prove?
So yeah, I mean, what I can do to prove that particular part, I can replace all the whatever the parent class is there for that class. I can replace that parent class with the child class and use that all the functionality. So
No,
then we can.
here you also wrong. Why I am telling? What is the super class of all classes?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
Super class
Super class is an object only.
object.
Yeah,
So object is a parent class of A class or not?
yeah.
So this is the child class. I have proved you.
Okay. Yeah, that terminology. Right, right. I was okay. Yes.
Hmm? So that's why I'm asking simple questions, you know. Okay, no problem. Because of no one have everything keep in mind.
No, no,
So
actually, yeah, I mean, that level of thinking also we needed, right? So, whatever you have asked, right, that point of level of thinking should be needed. So, you have asked me, okay, if you're going for a particular class, I mean, subclass, I mean, child class or what. So, the thing is, whatever the things are like, we won't think in that way actually. What I was thinking, okay, just to prove that, yeah, sorry.
let's move on to
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
question
yeah,
in
sure, yeah.
from Hibernate or so in Hibernate, you know. You
Yeah,
know about
Hibernate.
Hibernate or if you know, so I can ask. Otherwise, can skip.
No, 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 I know Hibernate. We have
So
used
you
it in
know
previous organization.
about the load and get method. What is the
Yeah.
difference between these two methods?
Okay, so actually both load and get method help us to get the data from the DB side. That is simple. But the thing is, like whenever we use a get, like if there is an object, it will return us the object. If it is not, if there is no object, we'll get a null value. I mean, we won't get
This
anything.
who will give null value?
Like, like if you are not getting anything, it won't. I mean, give us anything. But in case of load, if there is an object, it will get the give us the object. But if there is no object, it will give an exception. Object not found exception we will get actually
Okay,
in load scenario.
get,
Actually,
get, 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 get.
yeah, in gate we won't get that particular
Okay, no,
exception actually.
no problem, no problem. That is correct. Other things, what do you think about the criteria object.
Criteria object.
Criteria, no, in
Cri-
Hibernate.
no, okay. In Hibernate, I'm not
Okay,
sure.
okay, okay.
I can put actually. We have used criteria in our application, current application. Okay, so the criteria basically what we do, if you're trying to fetch, I'll put with if you're trying to fetch something through a DB side, some criteria we will be assigning. Like if I want some unit with some criteria, so criteria is like this value should be a business unit, the value should be a booking unit, something like that. I can give that criteria will be assigning, and through that criteria I'll be fetching the data, so
Okay.
it will be kind of sorted data will be coming as per our need.
So can you tell about Spring Boot and Spring Framework? What things you are acknowledge the differences between both?
Spring and Spring Boot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. See, I mean, Spring, the main difference between Spring and Spring Boot is like Spring Boot does everything for us in auto configuration will be done. If you are using a Spring Boot, you just need to add a
Auto
dependency.
configuration how will work?
Yeah, that is what. You just need to add a dependency. The rest of the part, the map and download and everything will be done. And in Spring Boot, we use this annotation, right? And at the rate enable auto configuration, or maybe at the rate Spring Boot application. So this includes like multiple annotations altogether, component scan, configuration, and auto enable auto configuration. So what will happen? It whatever the class path we have given, we are using actually. So it will configure automatically configure everything. The beans required, the component scan, whatever the package is there, it will scan everything to that. So that will be performed automatically. So that is one of the feature. Apart from that,
Okay, automatically perform. So what is the name of automatic name of annotations which is automatically do that kind of activity? Have any
at the rate
annotation name?
enable auto configuration.
No, this is so. What is the mother annotation name of all these?
So at the rate Spring Boot application, I said that part.
Okay, okay, great, great.
Yeah, I mean, told that like it includes the three annotations and all.
Okay, great, great.
So apart from that, we Spring
So
Boot
you
comes with a
okay,
sorry.
forget it. I'm
Yeah, okay.
asking another question. What do you think about get and post? You can give the concrete differences between this post and get.
Okay, methods, REST methods you're talking about, right?
REST method, yes.
Yeah. See, the basically get method, we will be fetching some data from the DB side. We are getting, it's like in simple language, we'll say we are receiving some information from DB side. Maybe if you're looking for one employee with an ID of this, so that will that data will be fetched from the DB side. But if you go for a post request is like it will be storing data into database, data into DB side. Maybe I'm trying to save a employee object, so it will save complete employee object towards the DB side. That is what the important and main difference between get and post methods.
Get and post
So
method.
yeah,
So mean idempotent, right?
idempotent. Yeah,
Idempotent. Okay.
idempotent. Idempotent.
Means get method is idempotent and post method is not idempotent, right?
Right.
So any other differences?
In get and post.
Yes.
Okay. Mm,
Any specific? I think you are doing every day.
yeah, right.
But
So I'm just trying.
because of we I want to check the only the
No, no. Okay. Maybe what you can say the response, right? The HTTP response will be expecting from that get and post. That will be different. So whenever we get a successful, we will be saving 200. Okay.
So
But
what is the max size of data collect from URI portion? You know about this?
no, I didn't get you. I mean, the maximum size of the data which we can collect from the URI.
URI, yes.
Okay. No, I mean, not don't have an idea on that.
Because of you, if you can read out
Mm-hmm.
this after this interview, because
Sure,
of
sure.
mainly get and post have main difference is that if you have large amount of data, you cannot pass through the gate. because of if you passing the large amount of data through the
Okay,
gate
okay, okay, okay. Yeah, okay. So
in
we can.
URL. So URL by default have size is
Right, right.
1024.
Mhm.
So you
Okay.
cannot exceed more than 1024
Mhm.
byte data. Okay. So
Okay.
this is the better way to go with the post. And
Okay.
get also can be do the similar kind
Yeah.
of things. You get
Right.
body and everything you can pass. So major difference is that if you passing through the URL, so here I have a restricted. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Got it.
this is the thing about that. And another things you can publicly publish the data in any browser through the gate. This is a security breach concept.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That
That
I
things I
got.
am
Mm.
expecting.
Okay.
So I am just written this program. Uh, okay.
Mhm.
So I have written these things. Okay. So make it. So just to write the code concept of implementing comparator interface.
Okay.
Can you write in main method? Because of employee table already I have make it.
No, no. See, okay. The things is like comparator and comparable. Na? There are
So
main difference.
comparator, I am asking about the comparator. If you
Sorry.
see in the code, see in the question, how to
Yeah,
implementing,
that is what. Yeah, yeah. That is what I'm saying. Like the comparator is like basically,
how
if
to
you go.
implement comparator interface in Java.
So I need to.
Okay, okay, right.
Yeah, we the point I was saying is like we
Yeah, yeah.
cannot implement for the
Do
same.
that, do that, do that.
Yeah.